And welcome to the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin Michaels, Chan the Man Miller, and featuring special guest, lead vocalist of Red Handed Denial and Crazyeightyeight, and certified badass, Lauren Babic.
From nothing with my own two words. There is no measure of pain. Nothing can stand in my way, and you will pay. Mark my words. Vengeance will find you soon. Vengeance will find you soon. What is lost? Your time is over. Your time is over.
Hey everybody, thank you for having me on the show.
Hey, what's up? Did I pronounce your last name right?
Sometimes people say Babic, but I guess I pronounce it as Babic, but I guess the Croatian
Babic, okay.
way is Babic or Babic, or I say Babic though.
Okay, so I'm always I'm notorious at saying last names wrong, so I will try to remember Babic. But I will get
No
it
worries.
wrong. Our little intro song that we played for you was Empire by Red Handed Denial, and let me tell you, when you said that that was a suggestion for one of the songs we could play, I was ecstatic, because that's what I show people to get to know you, and Red Handed Denial.
Cool. Yeah, it's one of my favorite tracks for sure that we've done.
You said Empire was one of your favorite songs. What is your favorite song by Red Handed Denial to play?
To play live, I would say Empire is definitely at the top. I have the most fun with that one. But I would also say Trespasser. I would say that one is just a lot of fun with the crowd. So everyone gets to jump in.
And Trespasser is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun one for sure. Not as heavy as some people like, but it's definitely fun to play.
A follow-up question for Empire. What inspired the song?
I watch a lot of shows and play a lot of video games, so it's partially inspired by Breaking Bad, because that's definitely one of my favorite shows. But it's mostly fitting into the story of Redeemer, since it's a concept record. So, but it's mostly inspired by Breaking Bad.
That is awesome, because Breaking Bad is a wonderful TV show.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So how long has Red Handed Denial been a band?
We've been around for a minute. I joined the band back in 2008, so I was just a young one. But the band's been around since 2007. I wasn't the first vocalist in the band, so yeah, it's been around before me even.
Wow. I'm just now really finding out about you guys, and I feel like a lot of people are at the moment too, but I still feel late to the party now.
It's okay. I think we didn't really take it serious until pretty recently, actually. Like it was just a hobby band at first, like we were just doing it for fun. But then I think since we did Wanderer, that was when we really decided, okay, maybe we want to make this a bigger thing. So it's okay if you feel late to the party. We're kind of late to our own party.
We actually, I discovered you at, Cloud Springs Deli in Ringgold, Georgia.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Good old Cloud Springs.
I loved the fact that 1 second I was in a mosh pit and the next second I was chowing down on a Reuben. It was heaven.
That place is very special. I think it's kind of a rite of passage now that we've played. I think it's rite of passage for everybody.
Yeah, I was talking to some buddies of mine in another band, Capstan, and they were trying to figure out where we were, and they asked if we were close to Ringgold, and I just got this smile, and he looked, and he's like, Cloud Springs Deli, baby.
That's hilarious. I think every band that rolls through will always remember that venue for sure.
I mean, it's definitely the craziest venue I've ever been to.
I think the craziest part wasn't the fact that I could just get sandwiches whenever I wanted, but I think it was when I tried to run sound that night. I think that sums up the whole night.
Yeah, we ended up at one point. My buddy, he was opening there for in his band Tempest, and his dad decided to come out, and he's a sound guy for a church, and he tried his hand at it too.
I think it was because the sound guy didn't show up till halfway through the show, and they had recently got a new board. So the guy who owns the place was like, I have no idea what's going on. You can give it a shot. So I was like, I'll try. And I did it for 5 minutes, and I was like, yeah, I'm out.
But for not having a professional sound guy there, for a while, I mean, everybody still sounded great.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think the vibe helped a lot. So, I mean, it was fun. It was unforgettable for sure.
Right now, we know that all tours and stuff are pretty much put on hold, bummer. But is there any talk of coming back to Georgia in the near future?
Yeah, we have been trying to play Atlanta for a long time. And the tour we were going to play in April, which got postponed, we were going to add an Atlanta date, but it fell through because of the whole virus thing. And I was super bummed about that. So we're going to have to reschedule all the dates for April. I think we're going to maybe shoot for October. But yeah, we have no idea. I think our July tour is still okay as of right now. We don't know what's going to happen, but that one seems to be okay for now. I think we're coming to Georgia, but those dates haven't been announced yet.
How stressful has this whole virus thing and shutdown and everything been on the band?
I think we're in a position where it's not hitting us as hard as a lot of other bands, mostly because we're not on a label. So we don't necessarily have to tour for all of our income. We at least get to see a lot of income from music sales, which a lot of signed bands don't really get to do that. Touring is their bread and butter. So I don't think we're getting hit as hard as a lot of other bands, which is pretty lucky for us. But I mean, ideally we would love to be on the road and playing and meeting people. So it's been pretty shitty to have to postpone that.
A little off the wall question. What is your favorite color?
Dang it, Chandler, every time.
I feel like if I said red, that would be weird, but it's red.
Did that inspire the name of the band?
Not at all. I didn't even get to have a say in the name of the band. But I guess my other favorite color would be black, but I don't know if that's even a color at all.
That is very true. A lot of people say black is the absence of color because, science and fun, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Look, man, science now is not the time for science.
No, it is not.
But I was going to ask you, you're in Canada, right?
Yeah, I'm just outside Toronto.
Okay. I don't want to focus too much on the virus going on right now, but I do, we're Americans, and as Americans, we tend to only care about ourselves. So I was wondering, what's the situation look like in Canada?
I think with everything compared to the States, ours is just the watered down version. I think just the stereotype that we see of you guys is just everything is in excess. But I mean, we're doing what we can up here. I'm not seeing a huge influx of cases. Like, I follow the worldometer every day. I try not to like watch the news all day because it's super depressing. But I think our country's handling it okay, like as best we can at this point. I mean, I think maybe we're following the rules a little bit better than our southern neighbors, but at least that's what I'm seeing on the media.
Oh, trust me, here no one's following the rules. I work out of a Walmart for the most part, and every day we see probably 500 to 1,000 people in the store, when it's like, okay, we're only here if you need us, not to just come walk around, which is what the majority of them are doing.
Oh, darn. That sucks. I'm sorry that that's happening.
When he says 500 to 1,000 people, that's in a town that maybe has that.
He's not wrong there.
Oh, man. I mean, I haven't left my house for like a week, but I haven't. I think I've lost count. I think I'm at that point where every day is blurring into the next day, and I've just become like a hobbit at this point.
Hey, it's not bad. Adventuring outside your door is dangerous business.
It is. It is.
Both Chandler and I have what are considered essential jobs, so even if our state does shut down, we're still going to work.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll give you guys a raise for putting yourselves at risk of interaction. So,
all right, to switch back off the coronavirus stuff, did you always want to be in the music industry, or did something change or whatnot?
I think I always wanted to do something in music, whether it was in the industry or not, but I was always like interested in music since I was born. My parents basically put me in lessons when I was like 5 for piano, but I always hated like formalities, I guess. So I always wanted to do it creatively. So I guess that's why I kind of fell out with like formal piano lessons and whatnot. So I stopped music for a while because it kind of spoiled it for me. And then I came back to it when I was about like 15 or 16. And then I just started playing guitar on my own. And I didn't really start singing till I was 17, till I joined RHD. So yeah, I think I knew I always wanted to do music, but I didn't know in what capacity.
How old were you when you realized you could like scream like a badass?
It was, I mean, I didn't always think I could scream like a badass, but I began screaming the day that I joined RHD at the audition. So I didn't really know or think I could do it until it just happened. So it was very on accident. Yeah.
Wow.
And, yeah, it was weird.
Did it shock yourself when it happened?
Yeah, it was a little weird. I was just like, okay, I didn't know that I could do that. So it was a little bit of like I don't know if I should say confidence booster, but it definitely helped in just kickstarting me into getting into being a front woman and whatnot.
That's awesome. I mean, and that's being said to two guys that still, do that fake whisper screaming when we're listening to music.
I think we all do that at some point. I mean, I still do that too.
So who writes the lyrics for Red-Handed Denial?
I do, actually, yeah.
Okay. I know that some bands, do it as a collab. Some mainly just the singer does it, so I always like to ask.
I usually kind of run things past the band members whenever I have like something finished or what I'm comfortable showing them. But I think as true metal instrumentalists, they don't really care as long as it sounds cool. So I try and run past everything by them, but they seem to like it, which is always nice.
What does like making an album look like for you guys? Like, I know you've got one full album out now, right?
We have 2 out. Our band has kind of changed a lot over 10 years. We've had a bunch of different member changes. So our first full length sounds nothing like who we are now. It's more like a rock record, like a heavy rock record, because we had different members in the band at that time. But we're kind of slow at writing, I would say. Like, we're very picky. So it takes us a little longer, at least with Redeemer. Redeemer took entirely too long to finish. But usually Chris will handle sort of the bare bones of the songwriting, and then we'll kind of build from there collaboratively, and then I'll kind of work on melodies and lyrics after everything is kind of 95% there.
Are you guys, I know you said you're slow at writing, but are you working on anything at the moment that you can talk about, or?
Oh, for sure. We are working on the next record. We've been working on it for a while, actually. We already have 5 songs instrumentally recorded and 1 song with vocals. So I would say 1 song is done. But since the virus happened, we can't exactly go back into the US and finish it right now. So I might finish the 4 other songs myself at my studio, just to kind of expedite the process. So at least we'll have half an album finished. But yeah, we've started already.
That's super exciting. And another thing about you saying that you took so long on Redeemer, I mean, it was worth it. The album is really good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But I'm gonna switch over a little bit. How do you decide when a song is going to be for Red Handed Denial and when one is going to be for Crazyeightyeight?
So with Crazyeightyeight, I don't really handle the bulk of the writing or creative process with them, or with us 3. Jared kind of handles most of that. So he's sort of the primary songwriter for Crazyeightyeight. I have more of the creative control for Red Handed Denial because it's kind of my baby, and then Crazyeightyeight is kind of Jared's baby. So it's kind of easy to sort of divide my creative input because it's very like clearly sort of laid out, if that makes sense. So I kind of have more control over RHD, which is exactly what I wanted, I think.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. When did Crazyeightyeight start, and whose? I guess it was Jared's idea.
Yeah, so we've all been kind of following Jared for a very long time, since his like parody days and his comedy days, and I've always been a huge fan of Jared. So one day he just emailed me randomly. I think that was in 2017. I don't even remember. I think it was 2017. And he was like, I'm starting a serious project, because at the time he was focusing mostly on comedy. But he wanted to do something serious, so he said, I'm a huge fan of you. I love your voice. I think you'd be perfect for this new project. And then we made the first covers EP in 2017, and then we did the EP as well in 2017. And then Patty came on board when we did Shinebox in 2018.
Okay, Shinebox, I was listening to that earlier, and I love that song.
Thank you. It's definitely one of my favorites from us.
You know, I'm more of a Red Handed Denial fan just because, you know, I saw you guys play, but I've been listening to Crazyeightyeight the past couple of days on Spotify, and today I got to your cover of The Kill by 30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh, yeah.
And that was just beautiful.
Thank you. That was super fun to do. I absolutely love that song. So when Jared had the idea to cover that one, I was so excited.
Yeah, I was just in the back of my work singing my heart out with you, and my boss walks around the corner like, "What in the world are you doing, boy?" Why join a second band? Just the excitement of being able to work with him, or
I think it's a combination of that, but also just having another creative outlet that may or may not be satisfied with RHD, because I think RHD has a very specific sort of goal, if that makes sense. But with Crazyeightyeight, I think obviously, like, musically it's much more simple. It's more on the hardcore side of things. So it was something that I always knew I wanted to do, but I didn't really have the means to do it. So it was very good timing, I would say. So it's definitely another creative outlet for me, and I've had so much fun doing it.
how excited were you when Patty joined?
Oh, I was elated. I've been a Patty fan for so long, since his YouTube days. So,
Like, he's totally my number one man crush.
yeah, I mean, who doesn't have a crush on him, right? So it's like, I had been watching him on YouTube for so long, and even before he was doing As It Is, and after he stopped doing YouTube and was doing his band full time, and then randomly he emailed Jared and was like, I would love to be a part of it if I can, even if he would just rock out on bass. And that's basically what happened, because I think he wanted to also have a different creative outlet that wasn't a frontman, so it worked out perfectly for him as well.
I was just blown away that I didn't know about Crazyeightyeight when you told me that Patty was in a band with you, because I mean, I've been an As It Is fan for years. I didn't get into his YouTube channel, but like, As It is totally my guilty pleasure music that I love to rock out to.
Oh, hell yeah, they're awesome. Their album The Great Depression is amazing. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I hear some of my friends like to poke fun at me, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, man, dude. They're great.
Sometimes we just need pop punk in our life, you know?
They please my inner teenage angst. So we've talked about Red Handed Denial. We've talked about Crazyeightyeight. Is there anything else you want to throw in about either of those?
Not if you don't have any more questions. I think we've tackled the main things.
I have one for each.
Sure.
Who's the funniest in each band?
Funniest? Well, obviously Jared is the funniest in Crazyeightyeight. He has this very sarcastic, dry humor that is amazing. I think RHD, everyone has their weird quirks in the band, because we're a very quirky band, I would say. So everyone has their little antics that are pretty funny in their own right. But I would say Chris's laugh is like the most infectious laugh that I've ever heard, for sure.
You gotta remind Chris for me to that we were going to do a podcast, because me and him, we are the worst two people, I think, at replying to each other.
I'll let him know. No, he's not on social media. Like, he kind of monitors it, but he's not really like very active with it. So I'll poke at him for sure.
Yeah, we've sent like 2 messages a month back and forth between the two of us, but I'm not very good at writing either. You know, I like, especially like, you probably could tell a little bit like how nervous I am today, because like, you're kind of a big deal to us.
No worries. It's been fun so far. So
I've been jamming out to your music ever since we found you, and like I've gotten all my friends into it, and we're just like, oh hell yeah, Lauren's coming on the show.
Nice.
Transitioned into the stuff that you do on YouTube. What motivated that?
Ooh. It was basically just to promote RHD at the time, because I started a long time ago. I think back in 2009 when I did one cover. Like, I didn't really take it seriously until, I mean, I still don't really take it seriously, but I don't know what I'm doing half the time. But it was mostly to promote the band and just to get better at singing and screaming and to learn how to record and just to learn and make myself better. I guess that's why I was doing it for a long time. I never thought it could be something sustainable. But it was mostly to promote the band and just to kind of bring people in through covers. And it's kind of grown into something I never thought it would, but it's just been a learning experience pretty much this whole time.
What's the most challenging vocally cover that you have done?
Oh, there's been a lot of them. I think there was one that I did with Cole Rowland. It was definitely Misery Business by Paramore, just because it's Paramore and the expectation is immediately really high. But that one was genuinely really difficult to do. I would also say, I think the Avenged Sevenfold one was hard as well because of the vocal tone I was going for, but also the Architects one was hard too. I think because there's always an expectation when you pick a song and you're like, wow, I hope I do okay. And then you're doing it and you're like, wow, this is really difficult.
Have you ever had a cover that you started, then you realized that you just couldn't cover it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's been a few where I've just scrapped halfway through because I was like, this is really not working. A few The Weeknd covers that I thought I could do, but then I was like, wow, I don't really sing like this, and it sounds awful. There was, I can't remember offhand, but yeah, there have been songs that I've scrapped for sure.
Do you normally keep those files, or do you just completely delete them?
It depends how frustrated I get. But I do keep them. But there have been some where I was like, wow, this absolutely sucks. And I'll just like rage quit.
I think we all have those moments where we can just rage quit on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have a folder of just podcasts that we've walked out on.
Oh, darn.
Not any guests, but just, the three of us. We usually have a guy named Jordan who's out this week due to quarantine. We've had conversations where we just get like 30 minutes in and we're like, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to everybody. It depends on the day. Sometimes it's just not your day.
I mean, it's all art.
Yep. And there's even shows when it's just an off day and you walk off stage and it's like, wow, that absolutely sucked. And you don't feel so good.
How do you come back from a show like that?
It's touring is like definitely more of a mental game than it is a physical game. Even though touring is very physically taxing, I would say for vocalists, there's also like a huge mental component because like our instrument is part of our body. So it's kind of like coaching yourself like an athlete where it's like, okay, today I did really awful, but tomorrow we're gonna get them, boys, tomorrow. So it's like it's a lot of mental coaching and just trying to get back in that headspace.
What would you say is probably your favorite cover you have ever done?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to say Toxic, just because.
Yes.
Yeah, it just like, I don't know. When we finished that, I was like, this is sick. Like it was really cool. Like I did that one with Lee Albrecht, and as we were kind of putting it together, we were just like, what if we did a straight up like beat down deathcore breakdown? And I was like, yeah, let's try it. And it stayed. And I think that to me is the coolest curveball in any cover I've ever done, even though it's a very like simple choice. But I think Toxic just as a whole is my favorite and probably one of the best ones I've ever done.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite like metal covers of something, and that's my hobby. Is I listen to like metal covers of pop music when I'm feeling down or whatever, because they never fail to make me laugh.
Right. Because I think there has to be some sort of humor in it, because you're literally taking a pop song and making it heavy. Like, to me, that's just funny in itself. But we definitely laughed during making that breakdown. Like it was completely for fun. And I think that's the beauty of it. Like, it's meant to make people smile and meant for people to have fun.
What's a song that you haven't covered yet that you would like to do soon?
I think I'm planning to redo a lot of my old ones. But I think one new song that I've always wanted to do since it came out was Doomsday by Architects, because that's one of my favorite songs. But I know when I do it, it has to be good, so it might get the chop if it's not good enough. But that's one that I think would be on my bucket list for sure.
Definitely, take your time, don't push yourself, do your best, but we would love if you did a cover of that.
Yeah, it's just such a massive song, and I think it would also just resonate with people, especially now, because I think there's a lot of just bad news, and a lot of people are just thinking like this is the end of the world right now. So it might be a good time to tackle that one. So we'll see.
Yeah, the timing would be quite perfect with it. So what song, have you had any song stuck in your head lately? Like, we all go throughout the day like singing this one random annoying song. What has yours been lately?
So this is going to be funny, but I recently made a TikTok, and there's these songs on TikTok that are just huge, and I don't know why. Are you guys on TikTok? I don't know if you guys are.
I somewhat am. I watch it occasionally, but I don't make any videos.
We don't have a presence on TikTok.
That's okay. But it's basically, I don't know what this artist's name is, but it's this song that's like, I'm working, bitch. Ain't got no time for a dick. That song. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have heard that one.
Yeah, we've been singing that song probably for weeks now. And it's just, I think now it's just become shameless and unironic now. Like, before we were doing it ironically, but now it's become unironic.
Now it's just like, can I please get it out of my head?
Yeah. But yeah, that's one that can't seem to get out of my head.
Yeah, it's like for the past few days, I saw a meme like 3 days ago that was a parody of The Distance by Cake. And I have just been walking around work all damn day long, just, he's going the distance,
Yeah, sometimes it's just an earworm, and you just can't get it out of your ear.
That's a song you should cover. Cover some Cake.
I'll check it out.
But Going over to last couple of questions, more about personal life. When did you adopt your Snorlax son?
Oh, my son. He's actually sitting with me right now. What? Oh, so I was at the mall and we were walking past a Build-A-Bear, and basically he was it was looking at me through the window. So I basically did create my son. So he wasn't technically made yet. So that was a couple months ago. I think in the fall.
Do you plan on taking your son on the stage with you?
I hope so. I think that would be amazing. I think he would appreciate that.
It's always good to have a bring your kid to work day.
For sure. It's required in the curriculum. So I would be a terrible mother if I didn't.
There's one big thing that I missed earlier when we were talking about the bands. I'm sorry. Where can we get merch and buy your music and that kind of stuff? Because we want to support you in, these times where you can't play shows. We want to make sure that the artists, get the support from the fans that they can.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. So Red Handed Denial has, obviously, we have our music on like all the digital apps and stuff like Spotify, Apple Music, like all those. We also have like CDs, the ancient technology of CDs, on our Big Cartel site. So it's redhandeddenial.bigcartel.com. And we've actually put the merch that we were going to sell on our tour up on that site. So that's a great way to support us. And we also have like older merch and other items on Teespring. So I think it's teespring.com/stores/RHDband. So yeah, those are the 3 places you can grab our stuff.
Anything for Crazyeightyeight?
All the merch for Crazyeightyeight is on the Boketo site, because Jared runs that one. So if you go to boketomedia.com, there's like a Crazyeightyeight merchandise tab on there. And then obviously all our music is on like the digital apps as well.
All right. And any social media links you want to throw out? Just the Instagrams or the Twitter?
Yeah, so I guess both bands and myself, we are on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm on TikTok, and I think and YouTube, obviously. And anything Crazyeightyeight related on YouTube is on Boketo Media. And yeah, I think that's it for socials, at least.
Okay, well, we just, we want to make sure that we can get you as many likes as we can, and maybe you just got verified, didn't you, on Instagram?
Yes, I did, which was a huge surprise. But yeah, I woke up one morning and I was like, what happened here? And yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you're kind of a big deal now.
Yeah, a little big deal. I got that check mark. I will try and abuse my power as best I can.
I believe you might be able to get it on TikTok eventually as well.
I hope so. I like TikTok a lot. It's pretty fun. It's like if Vine met, I don't know, like Snapchat and Instagram. Like, it's pretty cool. I'm really enjoying it. So we'll see. Hopefully.
How long have you been on TikTok for?
It's been since, I think, late January. But I made it in late January and didn't use it. But I've been using it, like, pretty consistently for the past 2 months. So it's pretty new for me. But it's been really fun. Like, just, like, scrolling through the For Me page and finding all these funny like dog videos. I'm always down for funny dog videos. So it's been fun.
The dog ones are by far the best.
Yeah. So it's been nice in these like grim and doomy times.
I've have you ever heard of the podcast Your Mom's House with Tom Segura and Christina Pazitsky?
No, I haven't.
They're a comedian husband and wife, and their podcast has scared me away from TikTok.
Oh God.
Because they play some of the cringier material.
Oh, there's lots of cringy material, for sure.
But we're definitely we're thinking about getting into the TikTok game ourselves. There's just only so much creative ideas I can come up with in one day.
Yeah, I feel you.
But do you have anything else you'd like to say? I think we're kind of coming to the end of our time here.
As far as I could think of, I guess I am making a solo EP, so I guess watch out for that soon. It'll probably come out hopefully in the summer, so we'll see. But it's going to be not metal. It's not metal at all. It's going to be mostly pop, so I'm pretty excited.
Ooh, that sounds like it could be very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I have always wanted to make something that wasn't heavy, and it was kind of the right time. So I already have one song that's out called Ghost, but we got 3 other ones that'll be on the EP, and then we're kind of giving Ghost a nice facelift for the EP. So I'm really excited. It should be something different, and hopefully it'll bring in like a whole different group of people to the Lauren Babic wormhole. So we'll see.
Yeah, because the greatest thing about your voice is you just have such range. You know, you could throw any genre at you and you could take it. I'm not sure about country, but I'm not sure I want to hear that either.
Thanks. I have no problem with some country music, but I know that pop has always been something that I've wanted to do and experiment with. So we're going for it. We're going to give it a shot. And so far it's sounding pretty cool. And each track sounds very different, even in the pop realm, because there's so much that can come out of pop. So I'm excited for everybody to hear it. I think there's going to be something for everybody on there.
Well, I'm excited, and we'll keep our eyes out for it, and we'll definitely make sure to do some posting about that whenever you guys get close to releasing it.
Cool. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to end it here. Goodbye, Lauren. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Well, I guess the only thing I can say is, this has been the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin, Michaels, Chan the Man Miller, and featuring Lauren Babic. Now y'all dance your crazy little minds off to Toxic like we know you want to.
Baby, can't you see I'm